Hello, this is Dr. Lewerenz. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Coming at you from my office here at Longevity Health Institute, practicing the best in functional personalized medicine, integrative medicine, as you will. Listen, tonight I'm going to talk to you about something that's real kind of basic, but really key for you to understand. So share this video with others around the country and your friends and family and loved ones. It's a story I had today with one of my concierge patients, and kind of basic, but kind of interesting because he didn't quite get the concept, but I want to share this, and it's about colon cancer and screening for colon cancer and colonoscopies, and what else is out there and what we do to make sure we're diligent and focused on catching, gastrointestinal cancer as disease, etc. And so, you've heard in other videos here, if you watch and follow my videos, we talk a lot about intestinal permeability, leaky gut, dysbiosis, SIBO, these kind of bowel digestive issues. And that's paramount, that's everything. But also people do need, of course, their typical screenings like colonoscopies, and then when appropriate, upper EGDs, so basically scopes of the stomach and esophagus. And these are very, very important in certain situations. Now, most of our patients will get a Cologuard colon cancer screen, which is over 99% accurate in testing for colorectal cancer, and it's done by a stool sample, and we start that usually around age 40-ish and encourage them to do that. Now, colonoscopies are typically, unless there's family history of familial polyposis or they've had rectal bleeding issues and all that and symptoms, they're not getting colonoscopies earlier than their 50th year of life. So in their fourth and fifth decade, yeah, you're starting to really think about these things. And again, these are for screening, okay? Meaning we're not talking about symptoms and we got to rule out when somebody's anemic or blood or weight loss or things like that. So I'm just talking screening. The difference, though, in what we do here at Longevity Health Institute and what kind of came up today is, yes, we do a Cologuard, which is 99% accurate, but it doesn't take the place of a colonoscopy over the age of 50, okay, even with some other genetic screenings we do, because you could have polyps. So let me tell you what we do, and then I'll tell you this concierge gentleman's story that was kind of confusing for him, and I'm glad we caught it. So we do, again, a lot of screenings here. One of our 6-point model is genetics. We do run what's something that's called Cancer Next. It's from Ambry Laboratories, and basically there's a big panel of these genes and SNPs that we get. It's over 34 genes that are tested for gene variants that are related to all the major cancers. With colon cancer, actually, there is 12 different genes that are tested that are related to colon cancer, and then we get a report from the American Oncologic Society that tells you the statistics of your risk. If you're positive in that, it does not mean that you have colon cancer. It means that you might have a SNP in one of these genes that says that, hey, your risk went up 17% in a lifetime of colon cancer. So then, of course, we're going to be hyper vigilant as we are already, but just focused really in on your digestive health, your gut health, your diet, and screening, because it's not just about dying and living. It's about the treatment and hell you have to go through. So if we can catch some of these really early on, you're talking about biopsies and SNPs versus chemo, radiation, big resections, and then the complications risk that is there. So very, very important. So we'll do a Cancer Next Ambry genetic blood test screen. Very inexpensive. They do take insurance. And when we use that and parlay that with some other tests that we have here that look at the functionality of your digestive health, okay, and what's going on with you. So say that's when you're roughly in your 40s, 50s, and we're always offering that. And again, though, that and a Cologuard, which is a stool sample that you take home, and it's at-home test that checks for colon cancer, 99% accurate. But over the age of 50, and then after that, you need a baseline of a colonoscopy. And the reason is you could have a polyp, and you could have multiple polyps, and they can be precancerous. And those are not picked up on a genetic blood test. They're not picked up on a Cologuard. And then you do need to be screened periodically. The gastroenterologist that tells you, and that does, your colonoscopy will tell you, hey, you need a colonoscopy every 3 years or 5 years. Normally they go every 10 years if it's just general screening and everything look real well from the inside. But if you have polyps, you might need this colonoscopy every 3 years. They could do a biopsy and say your polyp look a little precancerous. It's fine now, but you got to be watched. The confusion gets, oh, no, I see Dr. Lewerenz. This is what happened with this 60-year-old gentleman today, and he does, Cologuard on me. He does this genetic cancer screening. He looks at my blood a lot more detailed and that, so I don't need it. And by the way, I had a colonoscopy, 8-9 years ago, so I'm good. Yet the gastroenterologist is calling him and said, no, you're due. He's confused. It's about the polyps. Polyps are precancerous risks. So you do need a colonoscopy at least at age 50 and then be followed by your gastroenterologist related to if you have polyps. Now, if you don't have polyps, you can pretty much go 10 years. We'll look at your genetics. We'll do a Cologuard every year or two, and obviously your blood and follow these things too. So that is what's really important. So we had a discussion. He has missed his 5-year follow-up. We caught it, and I told him, no, you need to get in, get your colonoscopy. We're helping arrange that for him. And yes, his Cologuard was negative. His genetic screening test here was negative. And so, he's going to be fine, but we're on top of it that, God forbid, there is a precancerous change. And again, it could be a snip and a clip down the road and not some resection, chemotherapy, radiation. Obviously, life expectancy and living is most important, but you don't need to suffer and go through hell if it's just a matter of minor screening. That's very key. I did this in other videos and spoke of this, but this is why I believe in not just these cancer next genetic tests, but also thermograms and thermoscans. Why? We've caught stage 0 breast cancers in patients, and they've had lumpectomies. No chemo, no radiation, no mastectomy. They just then need to be followed. Not only are they surviving, but gosh, we're saving them massive amount of treatment and emotional distress, and obviously on themselves and their family. So that early detection and early screening and looking at somebody from a personalized, functional way is paramount. Just remember that. So, by the way, I've covered this in other videos, but this test is for actually the major cancers, prostate, breast, ovarian, colon, colorectal, pancreatic, etc. So this is really good because it helps us focus on somebody and not just look at systems and keep them well and feeling great and healthy in that and keep their immune system strong. But where do we need in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, need to be a little bit more hypervigilant in screening. So, please share this, get your screening test done, see somebody that looks at you and spends time and puts in a personalized approach. It's the most important type of medicine for you to get, and you deserve it. We're here at Longevity Health Institute for you. Me and my practitioners, we're available. We take new patients every day, and we will always bring you passionate, the best in functional, personalized, and integrative medicine. So this is Dr. Lewerenz. Be well. Have a great night.